If you've ever watched an anime or consider yourself an anime fan, chances are that either one of the series you've watched or even your favorite series has been serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump, a manga publication that's been around since the 1960s and is essentially the Marvel Comics of Japan. And since its inception, there have been 776 series that have appeared in the magazine. Of that 776, only about 100 of them have gone on to get an anime adaptation. Out of that 100, only 20 of these series have eclipsed the 30 chapter mark, which in loose terms is like one of your favorite TV series reaching 300 episodes. Now, if we even further narrow things down to, let's say, series that have gone on to sell at least 100 million copies, we're only left with 7. And these series are One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Kochikame, Bleach, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and lastly, My Hero Academia. To most of you watching, you're familiar with at least one of these series and recognize them as arguably the best anime ever. So how exactly does a show like My Hero Academia share a seat on the table with some of these legendary shows? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we might just have witnessed one of the greatest runs of all time.
まだお前に追いつけるからバカ妙だわオールマイトもう大丈夫ですついてこなくて君は大切な次のボクサープロミネンスバー俺は依然ルミリオンだユナイテッドステイアツアムさらばだワン・フォー・オールから走れ走れ本物のヒーローオールマイトだけだ緑谷ありがとういらんよそんな言葉をヒーローになれるこれは僕が最高のヒーローになるまでの物語だ
What really is legacy and what is the best way to measure it? Well, when it comes to anime, I think the best way to measure it is through impact and influence. Not just through the perspective of fans though, never, no. You see, anime fans are some territorial ass niggas. We all met that One Piece fan that don't fuck with Naruto because he likes One Piece, and we all met that Naruto fan that don't fuck with One Piece because he likes Naruto. Bro, you're not a Naruto fan, you're a One Piece hater. And bro, you're not a One Piece fan, you're a Naruto hater. These niggas dead has been moving like their fan bases are gangs. Like, what the hell, bruh? That means a lot of anime fans are simply gonna call an anime trash because of agenda. Said anime can do no right and might as well be the worst show ever created because that's just how bro is gonna feel regardless. Then we have another set of anime fans that only see things in a black or white perspective and are frankly allergic to the word nuance. These type of niggas either rate anything as trash or the best thing ever created. No in between. Between the agenda bros and the reading challenge niggas, trying to find a common ground or why an anime should be praised or loved is honestly a waste of time. Like, don't even bother, bruh. And that's why I look towards what the mangakas think and feel instead. You see how the creators of One Piece, Naruto, and Hunter x Hunter all praise the late great Akira Toriyama and cite him as major inspirations for their work. Well, let's see if we have anything like that for My Hero Academia. And it just so happens that all the mangakas currently in Shonen Jump left down notes to express their feelings and thoughts about My Hero Academia ending. Let's see what some of these artists said. The creator of Jujutsu Kaisen had this to say, and I quote, "Without My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen would not have ever begun. Congratulations on the completion of the series." How about we move to someone else like Yoshifumi Tozuka, the creator of Undead Unluck. I kept reading and drawing through my own works while the first volume of My Hero Academia. Horikoshi Sensei, thank you so much for your hard work. It's pretty evident that the mangakas of this newer series grew up reading My Hero Academia, and it had a direct impact on shaping up their series. It's not a stretch to say that My Hero might be one of the most influential anime to come out in recent years. And this is mostly based off what I call indirect influence. Enough time hasn't passed where we'll see My Hero having a direct influence on series, just like with Dragon Ball and Naruto or Bleach and JJK. But honestly, it just looks like My Hero's legacy will strengthen and grow bigger over time. So if someone out there is trying to slander My Hero or undermine the series, don't fall for the bait, bro. These niggas ain't worth your time. Like I said in the intro of the video, this series is one of the only few that not only has commercial success and longevity, but also impact. Yes, I know, My Hero has its flaws, but which series doesn't have its flaws? Ignore the niggas that always nitpick and try to find every single thing wrong about a series. They're just a waste of your time. Niggas only bother to hate things that are great and successful. So sure, the memes will fly here and there, but they'll come and go. The My Hero Academia manga recently just ended, and chances are, if you clicked on this video, your anime at a favorite point was My Hero, or even your first anime you watched was My Hero Academia. I mean, if all the American and floppy cosplays weren't a good indicator for you, just check out the YouTube page for Crunchyroll or Toho Animation. The most popular video on both pages are My Hero videos. Not only that, but My Hero also dominates both channels' most watched videos. So clearly, a lot of y'all were watching this series at a point. But what exactly is the reason? Is it because of the fights? Is it because of the plot? Is it because of the world building? Is it because of the lore? Is it because of the hype moments? Is it because of the pacing? Is it because of the emotional moments? Honestly, it could either be one of these things or a combination of them that hooked you onto My Hero Academia. Personally, for me though, the thing that sold me on My Hero are the authentic characters. From characters like Shigaraki all the way down to La Brava. A lot of the characters feel real and engaging. Basically, they feel like human beings, if I had to put it short. There's always a level of depth, relatability, and consistent development that Horikoshi devotes to his characters. I could use the main characters as an example, but honestly, let me focus on a more obscure character just to show how devoted damn near almost every character is. We've all had a bad day where it seems like nothing is going right for us. Usually though, these days are inconsequential and just end up being a blip in the grand scheme of things. The good days will come and things eventually even out. Well, what if your bad day ruins everything? It's not like a single decision can change the turn of your life. What if it all starts spiraling out of control and there's nothing you can do about it? What if you don't achieve your goals anymore because everything got so fucked up? And your life just turns upside down and you go down a path you never believed you'll even approach in the first place. Well, this storyline isn't unique. We've seen it multiple times in fiction. We've seen it with the Joker, we've even seen it in the story with Shigaraki. What I haven't seen though is all these circumstances forcing someone to become a social media personality and fall in love. Even though he wasn't in the series for long, Gentle is a character that really surprised me. He might be a throwaway villain in the grand scheme of things, but even someone like him was made to feel whole and fleshed out. When we look at characters that Horikoshi took a lot of time and effort to develop and flesh out, they honestly end up being very well written or even one of the best. I mean, we can all agree that Bakugo is one of the best secondary protagonists in anime in general. He's up there. I'm not gonna say if he's top 5, top 10, but he's definitely up there. From his introduction where he was a character that was a one-dimensional bully, all the way down to when he acknowledged Deku for the first time, which culminated in him actually calling him Izuku for the first time in the series. This is a character that we've seen everything from. We've seen him show frustration like when he felt guilty for All Might's retirement. We've seen him show compassion like when he gave Kirishima money because he felt indebted to him. We've seen him be vulnerable and candid like when he explained to Deku why he used to bully him as a child. There really is no range of emotions or personality we didn't see from Deku in the series. And that's what makes me love My Hero Academia so much. Whether it's Endeavor's struggle with family and growth, or All Might trying to find his purpose after retiring, or even Twice's struggle with trauma, there's always some layer of complexity that is attached to each character and is explored to the fullest. Personally, the best one for me is Shigaraki's growth. From an immature, incompetent delinquent, all the way to a fully fledged menacing and calculating supervillain. Now, all of this is not to diminish the other great aspects of the show. The fight between Endeavor and High End is an amazing fight, just like a lot of the fights in the series. The whole story between All for One and One for All and how the struggle has been going on for generations is a very, very interesting plot point. And even little things like how developed the world is, from the Hero Safety Commission to Redestro's company, Desnorant, which was the biggest support items manufacturer in the show. The world of My Hero is well developed and has many moving parts that make it amazing. But it's really because of the characters that a lot of people fell in love with this series. In some way, we see an aspect of us that makes us relate to the characters. For my manga readers, y'all are probably wondering what my thoughts are on the ending. And before I actually give my thoughts on the ending, I just want to clear up something. Do y'all actually read the manga? Like, do y'all pay attention to the story y'all read? I'm just trying to make sure, because I really don't know, like, based off all the memes I've been seeing on the internet. In fact, I mentioned memes, so let's go with some of the memes, because these shit, they're funny as hell. We got this one, lend me some batteries on my, this is a shoplifter we're up against. Yeah, y'all are wild. And this one, and that's the story of how I became employee of the month. Then we got this one. Let me put my fries in the bag, bro. Fantasy because reality. I forgot to mention this, but this is the story of how I became a great employee. Bro. No. These memes are actually funny, bro. To be honest, this meme is the funniest. Like, this shit had me dying. This shit is hilarious. The memes have actually been very funny. Like, I've been having fun with them. Them shits are hilarious. But then I see some tweets like this, and that's when I'm like, do y'all read the story? Like, seriously? Do y'all read the story? Because at this point, I'm really convinced y'all just skim through the manga, look at leaks, and call it a day. Y'all just don't even pay attention to the story at all. I know a lot of y'all are complaining that Deku is correctless at the end of the story, but what exactly did you expect? Like, I'm so confused. I mean, didn't you just read how the fight between him and Shigaraki played out? Shigaraki was so terrifying because he's the embodiment of destruction. Shigaraki just wants to destroy everything. Everything. Shigaraki outright stated that once he's done fighting all of these niggas, he's gonna destroy Japan in a week. Bro, a whole country in a week. That is insane. A threat like that is unavoidable and has to be taken out immediately. The problem is, even with Deku using all of the crux from One for All, he still couldn't get on the offensive against Shigaraki. Shigaraki's decay and super regeneration just gave him that much of an advantage over Deku. All of this was even before Shigaraki stole Danger Sense from Deku, which made the battle all the more even harder for him. So much so that Shigaraki was mocking Deku that how long could you keep this up? So basically, even with him using the full capabilities of One for All, Deku couldn't really do anything against Shigaraki. Not only that, but there was only the risk of Shigaraki stealing the other crux of One for All or the whole quirk in its entirety, because he just did that. He stole Danger Sense like that from Deku. And to make matters even worse, Deku has to prevent Shigaraki from trying to destroy Japan. Shigaraki was so focused on this that he tried to decay Mount Fuji, which would have unleashed a large volcanic explosion and really fucked up Japan. To say that Deku was cornered is a massive understatement. He was absolutely fucked. And this isn't even mentioning the crippling recoil that you get from using Gear Shift, which causes the user to feel intense pain and damn near be paralyzed from it. Deku had to find a way to win fast, or else he was most definitely gonna lose the battle of attrition against Shigaraki. The odds were stacked heavily against him. The only options he realistically had against Shigaraki were hitting Shigaraki with an attack that wipes him out in an instant and prevents his super regeneration. But before I go into the second option, let me tell you why that wouldn't even have worked. You see, it's not like Deku wasn't damaging Shigaraki. He was. We saw him destroying his limbs easily. The problem is super regeneration. Shigaraki was just regenerating so fast from this that it ended up being negligible. And that's the problem. Even if Deku was able to land an attack that, let's say, wipes out Shigaraki, what are the odds that the damage of the attack will be faster than his super regeneration? There literally is no guarantee for this. Since he got his new body, even before it was fully developed, we've seen Shigaraki get out of all situations that should have killed him. He just always finds a way to live and keep on going. So to bet everything on an attack that might not even take Shigaraki out is just kind of playing a losing battle, because Shigaraki has proved that this isn't really the most effective way to take him out. And I'm even leaving out the fact that the second builder specifically said when it comes to strength, Deku is no match for Shigaraki. And the most important reason of all, even if Deku was able to successfully destroy Shigaraki with an attack, it would prevent him from saving Tenko Shimura, the little child inside Shigaraki that's been buried underneath all that hatred. And Deku already made up his mind that he was gonna save Shigaraki no matter how hard the goal was. Much to the dismay of everyone, me included. I remember when he told this to the previous builders of One For All way back in season 6. I dropped the series because I was like, ain't no way bro is for real. Shigaraki has damn near killed Bakugo and Endeavor. He's caused so much death and destruction, and you're telling me you want to save him? Like, you think he's redeemable? Like, are you for real? Like, I stopped reading My Hero for like 6 months because I was so annoyed. I was like, there's no way that Deku is this committed to trying to save people. Like, Shigaraki should be irredeemable. But I realized I was looking at everything wrong, and I'll get into that. For now, let's just focus on the fact that Deku has to save Tenko Shimura. He can't just destroy Shigaraki. He needs to save the little boy in there because he needs to be saved. So, moving on, this left Deku with really one option, the one that the second wielder suggested. Use One For All as a weapon to break through into Shigaraki's mental space and be able to reach through him there. The only issue though is that to do this, he'd have to lose One For All. And I know this is what got a lot of y'all annoyed and disappointed, the fact that Deku had to lose One For All. But if we're being honest, the person that was the most hurt and devastated is Deku. One For All is a sacred gift Deku got from his idol, All Might. This meant the world and everything to Deku, and it has nothing to do with how powerful the quirk is. Instead, it has to do with how much Deku feels indebted to All Might for him trusting and believing him in the first place. And that's the point. None of this has to do with power or strength, because I know that is why a lot of y'all are mad. Oh, Deku's a bum, he doesn't have powers anymore. Bro is working as a school teacher because he doesn't have any powers. Like, he's a bum, he's gonna end up on McDonald's. Well, you're literally missing the whole point if you're focusing on the strength and the power. That's not what makes you a hero at all. Being a hero has never come down to that. What it comes down to is your conviction and belief to always self-sacrifice to protect someone no matter the cost or the situation. That's why Deku got the quirk in the first place, god damn it. If it literally was about strength and power, All Might would have given the quirk to either Lemillion, Todoroki, or Bakugo, because those were the most promising youngsters available to inherit the quirk. But it's not about that. It's never been about that. Ever since Deku ran after Bakugo to try to save him from the slime monster, he's been a hero from that point onwards. It's the conviction and the belief that makes you a hero. The power only plays into factor in how far and great of a hero you go on to become. Having the power and the strength does not make you a hero. It's the belief and conviction that Deku had that made Yuichi the first user of One For All to believe that Deku would be able to defeat All For One. And that's what I mean. It's not about power and strength, because if it was, Yuichi would be like, oh, Deku, you're the 9th wielder of One For All. The quirk is strong and powerful now, and even the other quirks manifested. You should be able to beat All For One now. No, that's not what he said. None of them said that. It's because of Deku's conviction and ideals that they believed Deku can finally beat All For One. You looking at Deku being quirkless at the end is missing the whole entire point. And this is why I believe some of y'all don't read, because it's literally in the last chapter. If sparing her thoughts is the first step towards herodom, then on that day, everybody became a great hero. I cannot stress enough, it literally comes down to this. This is what it's about. This is the core essence of being a hero. If being a hero was all about strength and power, Hulk would be way more popular than someone like Spider-Man, but that's not even the case. Batman will be more popular than Superman, but we know that's not the case. A lot of people gravitate more towards Batman. It's not about strength and power. It's everything else aside from that. It comes down to what Deku said. That is the core essence of being a hero. Deku's goal was never to become the strongest ever. He stated out this goal to be the greatest hero ever, which he did achieve. And ironically, he did this without any strength or power. Defeating All For One boiled down to the belief and conviction of everyone, culminating from Yoichi all the way down to Deku. That's why the heroes were cheering for him. That's why all the people of Japan were cheering for him. That's why his mom was cheering for him. Because out of everyone in the whole show, Izuku Midoriya has shown he embodies what it means to be a hero the most. That's why he ended up as the greatest hero of all time. That's why he said he achieved his dream in the last chapter. Look, y'all can be mad about Deku no ending with Ochako. That's perfectly fine. Horikoshi teased that since the beginning of the series, and that led up to nothing. It wasn't developed. So yeah, being mad about that is perfectly fine. I even agree with you there. And yeah, there are other things that are not great about My Hero that could have definitely been better towards the final arc and made the story more concise. But what we're not gonna do is completely miss the whole entire point of the story and misinterpret the narrative Horikoshi has been trying to push out there. I've always said that the author can write his story whatever way he wants to, as long as it's consistent with the themes of the story he's established in the beginning. And that's been the case. It's been consistent from beginning to end. It's been developed, it's been emphasized on. The themes that Horikoshi has pushed out there have been consistent. So to say that the ending is garbage because you don't really understand the themes or you don't resonate with them, well, that's a you problem. Just don't read My Hero then. Like, the vibe and the theme doesn't resonate with you, so why are you mad that it's not what you expected? You didn't vibe with it to begin with. Did you think we're gonna vibe with it at the ending? Hell no. Like, what did you expect? Like, oh, he's just gonna switch everything at the end? But yeah, those are my thoughts on the ending. Is it amazing? Is it the best ending ever? No. Is it terrible? Is it garbage? No. It's definitely not perfect, but how many endings are perfect, to be honest? What matters is that Deku got a wholesome conclusion to his story. What more could he ask for? He went on to complete his Hero Academia.